People looking for truth, we must now be sure before we close our eyes. Walk away from here till you see those signs. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Hello to those tuned in via the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Apologies for that pause. We were seeing too many complaints about the audio quality, and we therefore decided to restart the system to give you a better streaming quality on YouTube and Facebook. So feel free to spread the word that we're back on YouTube and Facebook, and the reception should be much better now. Yes, June in Norway, thanks for holding.
Yes, I'm leaving now. I'm just was telling you. Okay, let me speak now. And you listen.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. Vudang Gode Medai.
Vudang Gode Medai.
Yeah. And you gonna answer me. And you gonna say, they go Brahmemai. Oh, you don't have to say they go Brahmemai. You can borrow say, they go Brah.
They go
short.
Brah.
Yes, very short.
Give me the long one. Give me the long one. I don't mind the long one.
I say, I ask you, Vudang Gode Medai. And you say to me, I say to you, they go Brahmemai.
They go Brahmemai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm telling you. That I'm okay. You do it short. They go Brah. Okay. And now we are going to leave. We're going to leave now.
All right. So remind me, how do we say goodbye again in Norwegian?
Okay. I say, Ha Deborah.
Ha Deborah.
Ha Deborah.
Ha Deborah. Ha Deborah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or you can also say Hade.
Hade.
But do I want to give one drop before we leave?
Sure.
Me watch this program from Jamaica with this guy, and he's on the program too. Me watch him too. Him always interviewing people, Jamaican in Canada, Jamaica in America, Jamaica all over the world.
Yes, that's the website. That's Xavier Murphy from Jamaicans.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
And him always asks them the last word. How you say it when you say bye-bye or something like that. And I always laugh. And I laugh after you too, you know. They say, look how long me I learned Dervan now. He's an India learning it. Okay.
Always.
No, okay. No, me say, okay, Dervan, me I leave now.
Hade. Hade, brah. Hade, brah. Hade, brah.
Right, yeah. I hope you learn it. Okay, bye, darling.
All right, take care. Lots of love to you and your family in Norway as well. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Miss Olive is finding out that it's a hard road to travel and a mighty long way to go. As she tried this afternoon to reach us, she has done it. And we're going to lodge $10,000 to her account, especially since she's...
Praise ye the Lord. Tell me when to go collect it. I take it and buy vitamins. Because that's what I'm going to talk about today, Dervan.
Sure, go ahead.
In spite of all the COVID juke and jab and blitz and what.
Yes.
Why haven't I heard anybody in the medical field or in the nutrition, apart from the Adventist station, encouraging people to build their immune system? Why haven't I heard anybody talking about building instead of going to the fast food place and buy the fried food and the soda and the this and the that? buy some vitamins instead of buy hair and eyelash that look like awning. Buy vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D. Go to the sun, get some vitamin D. Buy something for your bones and things. Dervan. Cook callaloo. Cook color, steam color with thing that make color drink with tamarind, iron. Obsessed with iron. We can do so much, Dervan, to ward off some of these things that is taking us. So I don't want to think anybody. I don't want anybody to think that I am dissing them, whatever them do or whatever. But I am just trying to educate people who don't pay that aspect of our health any mind, because that is the key. Immune is the key.
True.
So I hope I see one person will listen and follow what I say and see if you see a difference in how them feel and how them and them children behave. Because them take vitamins. That is the key, vitamins. Okay, Dervan, let me come off now. I'm not stay too long. Okay, Sir D.
All right,
so you have a blessed weekend, my friend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com.
Need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Let's clear some more of the many messages coming through here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, as we continue to stream live on the Gleaners website. Nicholas says, what's Nicholas saying here? Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Friday. By the way, I followed you on Twitter earlier on. Remember, we've 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Mr. Malcolm, I have recorded your introduction on my phone. We're happy to hear that. Happy to hear that you have found that quotation to be useful. It's not an original. It's not mine. It's a philosopher by the name of Epictetus. Epictetus. That's Epictetus. I believe that's it. No, I missed something. Epictetus. 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 He is the one who said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. That's Epictetus, the Greek philosopher, who spent his youth as a slave in Rome before gaining freedom after the death of Nero, under whom he served until around 60 AD. And we have a tendency for a long time now, we've been saying that Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Technically speaking, that is not true. Nero was not where he was at his villa in Antioch, and also the fiddle was not invented at that time. The fiddle was not in play at that time. I think what they had would have been the lyre, Lyre. Yeah, that's just going from memory. I could always pull it up one of these days and share. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Are you there? Oops, lost that call. We're close to the break. Anyway, are you there? Hello? Let's move on. Let's go to the break and come back with more on both sides of the story.
Well, the lights are all on. The world is watching now. People looking.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Close your eyes. Walk away from here till you see those signs. No, 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 no.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. This is Churchman again, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I just want to give some solution about the COVID. Regard to the children back to school. Hello?
I'm listening.
Yes, sir. My solution is for the community. Based on the traveling with the children, it will pose a problem for them to travel out of their community. So I suggest in the churches that is in the community that they could ask the pastors who open the churches there, and then in those where you have the children can go back to school in their community, so they have to travel out, and they could have person there that to check the temperature and everything. So that way it will be easier to control the movement. I think about it, sir.
Well, the checking of the temperature is pretty standard these days.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, the checking of the temperature is pretty standard these days.
Yes, so as I'm saying, when you do that, you have less crowd. So, you have a lot of space, because if they go back to the school now and have to go travel, take Zika and all them things, that we find out that now, when we get the virus that way. Hello?
Yeah, well, we so far have not been able to disaggregate the numbers in a way that would tell us that most or a certain number or a certain percentage of people, of commuters,
Yes.
have gotten COVID from traveling on public passenger vehicles.
Yes.
We don't have that data, so we don't know.
Because what happened, I have two children here with me, and so I'm going to two here now, and sometimes I see it affect them, because we are in the house, sometimes you can see it affects them how to go out and socialize. So I think the government can allow one more here for this thing go on. There's always a lot of problems. In my community here too, I have a lot of children here where the school closed, and I know they don't go in any online school class or anything. I see where, they get themselves into a lot of trouble. They have pregnancy and all those things. So I think the churches now, you could have a space there until you get back to normal. And one other thing, sir.
Sadly, some of the sacred places we once thought were safe are not are not that safe.
Yes.
Quite frankly, sadly,
there are certain places that used to be regarded as safe spaces.
Yes.
That's no longer true, sadly. We have to be extra careful who we allow to take our children around or to leave our children with, etc.
Yes.
We have to be extremely careful.
Yes. One other thing, sir.
Yes.
Where I live in my community here is a district in Porus. They call it Spring Grove. Somehow is a community for years. The government, both government abandoned to this community where if you come here and see the condition of the roads, right now you come like some hard. The condition is very terrible. Young men, the government don't have any skills, nothing for them to do.
Is it the government who has abandoned the community, or the community?
No,
or the community
no,
that has that the people of the community who have abandoned their own community by not insisting and ensuring and agitating and advocating that those vested with the responsibility for that particular constituency do what they are supposed to do.
Yes.
So I know it's very easy to say, as you have said, governments over the years essentially is what you have said, but it's because they've been allowed to neglect the community or pay scant regard to the needs of the community.
Yes.
And the people would have to take some responsibility there.
Hear what happened, sir? The people, because I, for one, even the road, I spend my own money trying to fix the road.
Oh, you're a rich man.
No, sir. Four bag of cement, five bag. That's what you have to do. You don't take all that. You can buy three bag, four. You patch a little part and tell you something, sir. You don't have anybody to go to and say, all right, you are the MPR council, give me a load of mal for your system.
No, man, there is somebody there. The problem is we hardly ever hold our members of parliament accountable. One of the things the positions we have put forward over the years on this program is that you're going to have the political campaigning before an election. What we have said is after that election and before any decision is made with respect to, well, first of all, both sides should have presented their plan of action for the community, for the constituency before the election. That's key. Not actionable plans should be, the people of the community should be exposed. The people of the constituency should be exposed to the actionable plans of these individuals looking to represent them in the first instance. In the second instance, post-election, after the election, people, I know we're in a time of COVID-19 now, so it may be not feasible now, but my thinking is there should be at least one town hall meeting within the constituency.
Nothing like that.
Not a PNP meeting or a JLP meeting, but a meeting of the people of the constituency. And that meeting must be attended by both candidates, or however many candidates were in that on that.
Nothing like that, sir.
And then the people of the constituency must then use the opportunity of that town hall meeting, at least that town hall meeting, whether one or two, depending on the situation, to make it clear what they think should be the priorities in the constituency. What should be priority number one? What should be priority number two? Etc. etc. I'm suggesting that this is just an example of what needs to take place. If we don't have that, then it will continue to be a case of anything goes. If you're fortunate enough to have what you would regard as a good MP, more power to you. If you're unfortunate enough to have one who would be regarded as a bad MP, then, as you say in Jamaica, as they say in Jamaica, you're salt. Yes, go ahead now, please.
Yes, sir. But I was trying to come in there. This community, sir, I'm living here over supposed to 30.
By the way, we're struggling to hear you, though. You
I'm
talk
living
like
here
you're talking to
about 30
yourself.
odd years now, this community. And both parties, the PNP have it more. And now the JLP. But here what happened now, sir. This community, you remember the rain, the disaster before this rain? I noticed very good the MP, he don't even come round and say, what happened to you? I don't think I have to carry the money. Just come and say, how you doing? I don't see a MP walk around, So I believe they take the people for granted. That the people don't have any sense. Because when they're ready to vote, they come with 2 beer and all them thing there. And then behind them. So they don't have to do anything. I have a set of people now when they're ready to run behind them. But there's nothing, sir. They don't come round and have like a meeting and say, oh, they can assist. Because in this road now, what they want to fix here, the government don't have to buy one load of mall. They have a lot of mall where they can just dig the mall. And even give a little work the people can patch the road themselves. Because so much million they're talking about, so much million all and something. Because nothing like that, sir. But I don't know what happened to the leaders, sir, because I don't know what happened to them. They're just feeding themselves. They don't business about the people. Yes, sir.
Well, if they are allowed to behave like that, they will continue to behave in that way.
Yes, sir. And the Prime Minister, sir, when he was running I believe the last time, no, the one before this, he come down in this community and he told my auntie that he's going to give her some mad. And until now.
No, well, he shouldn't be giving. Your aunt should have rejected getting any marl.
Yes.
Why would he want to? Why would he be giving your aunt or promising your aunt
on
marl?
The road, put on the road,
no. They either the parish council or now known as the municipal corporation. If it's a municipal corporation road, then the municipal, whatever work is going to take place should take place through the municipal corporation. If it's an NWA road, then it would have to be addressed through the National Works Agency.
But Mr. Dervan, when I look in the community of Porus now, when you go to the market, it used to be, when I remember in the 90s, early 90s, there used to be a place where you go to the market on a Saturday. You see these handicap men, they shove the grocery and you have the slaughter ground busy. And right now, what I'm doing in the slaughter ground is garbage they're throwing in, sir. You can see the condition of Porus, how they treat it. The market is garbage dump and turn the market in town. So the Porus run down the railway. First time the train were running there, you have the train and people there really buzzing and the train house and everything. Everything run down. The whole Porus, and I don't know the violent. Them turn up that Porus, but the people, I think they're good. Because the condition they treat the people. And the people don't have a lot of violence to all that. They have 1 and 2, but to the condition they treat is more violent because the people really neglected over the years, but they still humble themselves. So we have to give God thanks, and as a good community, if we get a little bit help, the people help themselves, but nobody said just lift up the place and to run down. I don't know why you're doing it to. And man, even everything, after man is everything, buzz up there and everything, a man is nothing but for us. So these leaders have reject both of them to reject and somebody new because none of them bring a benefit to poor us. Yes, sir. So Mr. Dervan, so you have a good day, and just if you could just think on the community schools because I know September the children are able to go out back face to face, but the community, everybody know each other, so they could just they have some teacher over here, they should just give them work to go and teach children them. So you have a good day, sir, and thanks for listening.
Thank you for calling. All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Sham White says everyone in Parliament should be the first to take the vaccine. Good day to Wayne Golding, Senior, CD, JD. Hello to Sophia Nemard. She says, good afternoon from Newell, St. Elizabeth. Good afternoon, Sophia Nemard. Buenos dias, says Golden Brown. Thank you. Hello to you too. Quincy Brown says, good afternoon from St. Andrew, where it's overcast. Say hurricane or lockdown and supermarket them pack up. We have to take the no movement days seriously, says Quincy Brown. More in a moment.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
You asked, we listened. You said you wanted back the additional hour. Dear Pastor returns to its usual time from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Oh boy,
Your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters, questions you want answered, pertinent advice. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Where you may ask me a question, I may or may not answer.
He returns to keep your company from 10 p.m. until midnight, right here on Power 106 FM. It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays, as they set your agenda and break down the issues, and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
White man turns the corner, finds himself within a different world. Ghetto kid grabs his shoulder, throws him up against the wall. He says, would you respect me if I didn't have this gun? 'Cause without it, I don't get it, and that's why I carry one. We always need to hear both sides of the story.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:02. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:02. 现在TDN 了4:02分. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello to Tina Rich. Hi to you too. Thank you very much for tuning in, and all the very best via YouTube. Let's go to the WhatsApp line, 876-365-3346. Good day, Dervan. I hear many people asking, why do we have curfews and lockdowns? Some even ask foolishly if COVID only moves at nights. There are others who say that many people bundled up in buses and supermarkets. The truth is, we have to survive during COVID. We therefore open during most productive hours and institute curfews during less productive hours to mitigate transmission of the virus. With regard to the bundling of people. In most cases, they are sanitized at supermarkets and most business places, and they have to wear masks. Thank you for your message, but please don't talk too loud, because those of us who like to bundle on it, as you say, bungle up, we call it in Jamaica. Those of us who like to bungle up and up on one another. Yeah, that's a serious issue. So careful that you're not giving them permission to bungle up in the supermarket and bungle up in the business places because they're wearing masks and their hands would have been sanitized. We must still learn to keep our distance. I don't know, we've said it before on this program. I don't know why we love to, as we say in Jamaica, why we love to itch up on one another. So itch up. Yeah. G Mac says, good afternoon. What were the consequences shutdown on the globally on the spread of the virus? Didn't we have a reduction of transmission? I believe we have historical data to answer the question of the effects of shutdowns. Well, let's bring the data forward, GMAC. Let's see the data. Tevin says, good afternoon, Dervan. I know a large number of the government ministers who have been vaccinated. I know quite a few. I'm sure about 15 members on the government side and 2 on the opposition side. Dervan Emily Shields interviewed the Minister of Finance, and he said that payment will start for the $10,000 cash grant come September. Thank you for the information, Tevin. We hope the 60 and over who have been waiting ever since they fulfilled their end of the bargain. We hope and pray that they'll still be around come September. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number. And we have some messages from the previous live stream. Who is this? Wayne Golding, attorney at law, KC Oldboy, and co-host of the Global Diaspora Show on WOKB 1180 AM, originating in Orlando, Florida. He's also a member of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, and his name carries the post-nominal letters CD, Commander of the Order of Distinction. He says, giving thanks for everything and doing our part to encourage folks to keep themselves, their families, and friends safe, especially in the COVID hotbed of Florida. A big thanks to all our frontline workers all over the world. Talk tomorrow. Indeed, we look forward to that, Wayne Golding. All the best. Take care. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Graham.
No, I think you have the wrong program. Mr. Graham works on Love 101 FM. Derval Graham is on Love 101 FM.
Oh, okay.
My name is Dervan Malcolm.
Oh, well, Mr. Malcolm then. Sorry, I always say Graham, you know. Yeah, can I speak to him now?
I am speaking and I'm hearing myself in the background because you have your radio on.
Okay, I turn it on. Yes.
Yes.
I was just thinking of when they no church on Sundays. Why? How come no church on Saturdays? So that's my question?
I don't know that there's a. I'm trying to remember. You see, it's just so much information to digest, and in trying to remember it, I don't want to misspeak in trying to remember all that was said and announced last night.
Okay.
But I think that I think the question came up, and the Prime Minister was saying that the decisions he takes are dispassionate because of it. I'm not sure if he has said it publicly, but it would appear that he attends a Seventh-day Adventist church, or is a member of the Seventh-day Adventist faith.
Okay.
I think that has been. I'm not sure if he has declared it, or it's just a matter of visiting a church now and then, or whatever, as opposed to being a full member of an Adventist church versus any other church. But I think it came up last night, and he did say that he cannot afford to be swayed by those things. He has to make not his words, I'm paraphrasing, that he has to be dispassionate in making decisions. So it's not that he's being harsher to Sunday church people than to Adventists, etc. But the Adventists could push back quite easily, because their day, which is Saturday, is only treated with reverence by Adventists. The rest of us, we keep a session next door to the church, and we do everything else on a Saturday. So the Adventists, they don't have it all rosy. They have to deal with that. They have to deal with the majority, although they have the largest. The Adventists, they have the fastest growing, not the largest, the fastest growing denomination in Jamaica.
Yes.
But they still have to deal with all the rest of us treating Saturday like a regular shopping day, fun day, go out and do whatever day, except go to church. And I'm still hearing myself on your radio, which means the radio was not turned off the first time.
That's how it goes sometime. We just Saturday, Sunday then. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Quincy Brown says the Captain Charles Kirkconnell International Airport on Cayman Brac, Grand Cayman, Sister Island, has reopened due to an incident involving a private aircraft on the runway. The airport was shut down at 11:30 a.m. today. The airport on Cayman Brac was fully reopened by 2 p.m. today. Cayman Brac West and Little Cayman MP Moses Kirkconnell was not injured on the aircraft. He's doing okay, as I communicated with him today, says Quincy Brown. Steve in Toronto, Canada, says Canada's big 5 banks to require staff entering premises to be vaccinated by October 31st. Patrick McLean says crisis situations require crisis decisions. We must think wisely and also think with the times. Jacqueline Simmons says good afternoon, blessings to you too, Jacqueline Simmons. Anthony Ross, good afternoon. Lincoln Pinnock says good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Good afternoon to the staff of Power 106. Thank you, Mr. Malcolm, for keeping us informed. I'm listening the person asking about the $10,000 incentive that they get after they're fully vaccinated with 2 doses. And I guess it is the Johnson & Johnson. It's one dose that it takes up to a month processing your document, as long as all information is correct. After getting the second dose, I think that's when you start check. And if you choose the bank or the remittance agency, I think the people who fill out the form for the elderly who do not understand, and seniors, elderly, who understand technology can access the internet, I think they get a number to a tracking number. I'm quite familiar with the process, but I don't recall hearing a definitive statement as to the disbursement of the funds. It's one thing to say after you get the second dose, and the people who have been calling me are people who have gotten the second dose and are ready to collect their $10,000. And if we really want to, well, let's come back after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. The following is a public service announcement from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The Ministry of Health and Wellness invites parents, teachers, school staff, children 12 years and older with comorbidities, and persons 15 to 18 years old to visit a vaccination blitz site between Saturday, August 21 and Tuesday, August 24. No appointment necessary. St. Anne, Monique Teachers College, York Castle, Abutnut Gallimore High School, Marcus Garvey Technical High School, and Turtle River Park, St. Mary High, St. Mary Anglican Church, and Notre Bay Sports Complex, Wycliffe Martin, Brimmervale High School, Highgate Primary and Junior High School, in Portland, Port Antonio High School, Buff Bay High School, Fair Prospect High School, St. Elizabeth, Black River Health Center, Junction Health Center, Santa Cruz Health Center, Newell Health Center, Balaclava Health Center, Magotty Health Center, Aberdeen Health Center, Eldersley Health Center, Southfield Health Center, Bellevue Health Center, and the Newmarket Health Center. In Manchester, Mandeville Regional Hospital, Christiana Health Center, Cross Keys High School, and Belfield High School. Clarendon, Lionel Town Health Center, Denby Primary School, Clarendon College, Spalding Health Center, Edwin Allen High School, Mapen Hospital, and Kellets High School. In Kingston and St. Andrew, Jamaica College, St. George's College, Merle Grove High School, National Arena. In St. Catherine, Portmore Hart Academy, Eltham High School, Jose Marti High School, Dintill High School, Guys Hill High School. St. Thomas, Morant Bay Health Center, Yallis Health Center, Isaac Morant Health Center. In St. James, Mount Alvernia, Type 5 Health Center, Adelphi Health Center, Mount Carey Health Center, Salters Hill Baptist Church, and Sandals Inn. Westmoreland, Mannings High School, Savannah Lamar Health Center. In Hanover, Hopewell High School, Hopewell Health Center, and the Lucy Health Center, Sandy Bay Health Center, and Green Island Health Center. And in Trelawney, Clarkstown Health Center, Falmouth Health Center, Bounty Hall Health Center, Ulster Spring Health Center, and Warsop Health Center. Persons should take their school ID, the child's birth certificate, a government-issued identification, or a letter from a justice of the peace to the sites. Let's get vaccinated and get back to life.
Exporters, have you heard? Certificates of origin are now online. Starting August 23, 2021, all exporters requiring a certificate of origin from the Trade Board Limited must submit their application using the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, J-SWIFT. All locally manufactured goods and agricultural produce for export must have an authorized certificate of origin in order to access and obtain preferential treatment in other territories and markets. Traders, your benefits include greater convenience and faster processing time, online application, payment and approval, online access to the approved certificate of origin, and a system-generated CARICOM invoice. For more details, contact J-SWIFT at info@jswift.gov.jm. Jamaica Single Window for Trade. J-SWIFT, your window to trade.
Powerful Morning Agenda Moments, a weekly roundup of the most impactful stories dealing with the issues placed on the agenda. Catch a rebroadcast of the riveting, thought-provoking, and pressing interviews with our hosts, Jody and Quarry.
Should we start telling people, even if you avoid doing some of the things and you get COVID-19?
And Sanjay Lewis.
We need to stop the politics and stop playing the politics with this COVID thing, because none of us are benefiting.
Tackling the issues that matter to you most. Join us every Saturday afternoon at 12:20 as we bring you back to our powerful moments on your station, Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:19. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:19. 现在TDN 了4:19分. 19 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Yes, young people, we know you're still on summer holiday, but you know what we always say. Even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We still have quite a backlog of messages to clear, and we are doing our best to do just that. Here we go again. I am back on, says Velta Wilson in St. Thomas. The sound is much better, she said. Well, that's why we took that longish break to sort out that situation. Velta Wilson, thank you. And right, we were reading a message as well from Lincoln Pinnock. Let's see, where did we stop? That. Sanitize hands, as the Prime Minister said. Do some farming in your backyard, plant a tree, etc., etc. If we comply, we will get over this. Jamaica, please, we can do it. Let's show the Prime Minister and all healthcare profession. The next 3 weeks and beyond, we will see that below 5%. Thanks for your message, Lincoln Pinnock. Kadeen Daly says, that is such a great idea. Thanks for your message, Kadeen. I'm not sure what sparked your comment. Maybe you can remind us. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, good afternoon to you. Kadeen says, accountability and creating actionable plan is non-existent before, during, and after election. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yes, indeed. Good to hear from you, Kadeen. Andrea Brown McNeish says, blessings, Mr. Dervan, Malcolm, and audience. To you too, Andrea Brown McNeish. Violet White, good afternoon. Blessings to you too. Carita Turner, or Caretta, I think it's Caretta, or as they say in America, Caretta. There's a song about Caretta, Careta. Caretta Turner says, hi. Good evening. Good afternoon, Caretta Turner. Steve in Toronto, Canada says, Ontario Premier eject an MPP from his party for refusing to take the COVID vaccine. Oh, really? Thanks for sharing. Steve in Toronto, Canada again says, yes, he says, by the way, I am Steve McDonald, Manning's School old boy. All right, Steve. And Dr. Renee Zazu Williamson says, greetings from Stamford, Connecticut. Greetings to you too. Thank you very much for your message. Let's continue. A couple of his historical nuggets. 1962. On this day in 1962, the Prime Minister, Sir Alexander Bustamante, announced that locally produced goods were to have first claim on consumer purchase in the future. This is provided, however, that the local goods are comparable in quality and in price with equivalent goods from overseas. The Prime Minister made the announcement following a meeting of the Cabinet. He said the matter of preference for local goods had been extensively discussed by the cabinet and that the decision had been taken to favor the purchase of local goods wherever these compared favorably in quality and in price. Commenting on the decision, Sir Alexander said, as long as the goods he needs are manufactured locally, the purchaser will be asked to buy the local product, provided it is comparable in quality and price with a foreign product. This is being done to encourage local industry and to help create the incentive which local industry needs, a market for its goods. So this was 1962. And we're still encouraging Jamaicans to buy Jamaican, to eat Jamaican, to grow what we eat and eat what we grow. 1962, that was. And let's see. There's another bit of information. Oh, remember, when was it? A couple of days ago, who was it who called about the teachers, or a message about the teachers and the general advocacy of the JTA and the stridency of the leadership of the Jamaica Teachers Association over the years. And as we said then, nothing is new under the sun. The Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, has always been perhaps the most powerful union in Jamaica, and the most, maybe even the most vocal, and determined to get as much as they can in negotiations, etc. Here's 1985, the Gleaner reporting, 1985, the island's teachers rejected the government's 10% wage offer, but decided, well, the current teachers would take that now, wouldn't they? Is it 2.5% that has been offered to the teachers now? 2.5%. Back in 1985, they were being given 10%, and they rejected the 10%. On this day in 1985, the island's teachers rejected the government's 10% wage offer, but decided to end their protest of non-registration and would begin registering students for the new school year immediately in the national interest. The offer by the government was seen as a mockery, insulting, and offensive. We could use these same words, actually. The current, is it Winston Smith? I'm still learning the name. I think it's Winston Smith, the current JTA president, hit the ground running along this same line, essentially saying the same thing that was said by the JTA in 1985, that the government's offer is a mockery, insulting, and offensive. That's how the association saw the 10% wage offer in 1985. And here we are in 2021, and the offer, isn't it? I think it's 2.5. I'm sure that's what I heard and read. 2.5%. Is that for real? Please tell me I'm getting that wrong, because the more I'm saying it now, the more I'm thinking, what? Seriously? Seriously? I need to double check. Let's see if we can bring this up. Just to confirm. Oh dear. No, I didn't really, it didn't really sink in when it made the news. When I read it and watched it on the television and heard it on the radio as well. 2.5% wage offer. Or could it be, this is speculation now, could it be that the government knows exactly what they can afford to pay and is keeping that percentage under wraps, and to see how the JTA responds and whether that response boils to a bubble or fizzles. And then, yeah, if it boils to a bubble, then the government puts on the table that which it can actually afford to pay, other than the 2.5%. And then it would seem that the government made a sacrifice in the interest of not just our teachers, but the students of Jamaica. I'm just trying to think, to mirror the thinking in the political realms. I don't know if I got it right, but I'm just wondering, because it just hit me a while ago, actually, having shared the story coming out of the Gleaner back in 1985, when they were being offered 10% in 85. 2021, the offer is 2.5%, and they have rejected it.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
You asked, we listened. You said you wanted back the additional hour. Dear Pastor returns to its usual time from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Oh boy, you know.
Your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters, questions you want answered, pertinent advice. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
He returns to keep your company from 10 p.m. until midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
He needs you a job with a little respect, so he could get out while he can. We always need to hear both sides of the story.
Que ahora es en español, son las 5:29, quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5:29. 现在地点了5点加29分. 29 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to all former workers of the Oceana Hotel. All former workers of the Oceana Hotel, good afternoon. On this day in 1993, the 388-room Oceana Hotel that the government had been trying to sell for years closed, and its 224 employees sent home. The Urban Development Corporation, the agency responsible for operating the hotel, decided it could no longer carry the 16-year-old hotel, which had never made a profit and had chalked up losses of about $153 million. Well, fast forward to 2021, and Oceana, what used to be the Oceana Hotel and subsequently the ministry, the headquarters of the Ministry of Health, is about to become a hotel again. On the water, same place there on the waterfront, same building, and construction or rehabilitation and in some instances restoration works continue. Yeah, that's happening now. So that hotel which closed, and then the announcement with respect to the development that we're seeing now was initially made in November 2014. New owners of Oceana Hotel to develop property. And by that was 2014. A year later, we were being told $1 billion investment at Oceana Hotel, and subsequently former Oceana Hotel to open next year. Now, this is a story from the Gleaner in 2019. So that the hotel, the former Oceana Hotel, was projected to officially open the following year, 2020. But we know what happened in 2020, right? COVID-19, and it's still with us. But the work continues. Just today, we passed by the Oceana Hotel, and work was continuing apace. They were working on the balconies. Yeah. So let's see how it goes this time. So that was then. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, but before I forget, I want to ask you what happens to one of your colleagues who usually work on TVJ, Barrington, Gordon.
Do you mean Barry G?
No, Barrington from, he usually read news. One of the younger guy on the TV.
I'm sorry, I have no idea who that is.
Oh, we usually work with, I think it's first with Doreen or after Doreen, this young lady, this present young lady now. And it's because I haven't seen him for a long while.
Are you referring to Archibald Gordon?
Yeah, Archibald.
Yeah. Well, he is now his own boss. He has his own communications company.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's it?
No, I want to talk about the vaccination.
Yes. What about it?
I don't know. Some people are telling me to take it. That the lady said that she fainted, but she don't want to tell her husband. But I haven't taken it yet. But I was planning.
Yeah, but the side effects are pretty common, which is why you're supposed to stay seated after the vaccination. You're directed to an area to sit for a while for observation. They actually are supposed to observe the patient before the patient is allowed to walk out of the center. Yes.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be strange for somebody to faint. People have fainting spells from time to time. It depends on a number of factors, but it's not inconceivable that one side effect, a side effect could be that one faints, but you're back up again and you're good to go.
Okay. Because when I went by myself, and they turned back a lot of us.
Where was that?
At the arena.
When was that?
I think that was in that was before the second one went on.
And why were you turned back?
A lot of us.
Why? Why were you turned back?
Telling us that it's finished.
Oh, that's some time ago. We don't have a shortage of vaccines right now. We received, was it 350,000 vaccines from the United Kingdom, the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. We just this week, a couple of days ago, if not a day ago, received 208,206 Pfizer Pfizer vaccines. And there's another, well, 2 more similar shipments are to come, to bringing it to a total of 600,000+. So we're in that phase now, in that stage now, where the shortage of vaccine is not a problem for Jamaica. It's just a matter of getting enough Jamaicans to become vaccinated.
Is not everyone can use this online method, Mr. Dervan?
Yes, well,
everyone.
You mean in terms of registering?
Yeah,
to
before
take the
you
vaccine.
go.
Yes, and I agree. They would argue perhaps that they need it in order to manage the vaccine. So, for example, the Pfizer vaccine, it needs to be stored at a certain temperature. And so the U.S. government has given the Jamaican government through the Ministry of Health some of the equipment that they would need, some of the accessories, the add-ons that they will need. And so they have to have an idea of how many people to expect, so that they don't take out, for argument's sake, they don't take out too many out of the fridge. Or whatever. It's just accounting purposes, really. And also just trying to, they want to be as prepared as possible. They're trying their best, because in instances where people were complaining about the process, they would have taken quite a flack for that. So they're still trying to fine tune and to get better. That's what they tell us. So yeah, but I agree with you with the point. Isn't it? I'm just trying to remember if you were to call the 888-1-LOVE number,
you're not gonna get through.
But can you make appointments from that through? Can't you make appointments, as I'm remembering now? That you can make appointments.
I can't make appointments from. No, it goes without answering.
No. But what I'm remembering, I think that I get the point that you're making. So obviously the system is overwhelmed by the number of calls coming in, and therefore when you try to call, you haven't been able to get through. That is quite conceivable. That happens every day in this country, right? Mm-hmm. But that was just to respond to your question of the online, for those who can't do the online thing. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure there's a component where you can pick up the phone, call 888-1-LOVE, and you can make arrangements. But unless things have changed, I don't know. The situation is still quite dynamic. So
okay, I'll try again.
But this is why I think we had been saying for some time that we need to take, if we're serious about vaccinating people, we need to take the vaccines to the people.
To the people.
Right? Instead of having people, first of all, you're assuming that people can find bus fare, taxi fare, and whatever other fare, plus lunch money and everything else, to move from.
I'm sorry. Especially to the nearest. Say, for instance, I have a regular clinic like in the Hagley Park Road area.
I know the clinic. That's near to Coburn Gardens, all age, primary and junior high. Yes.
Yes,
that's where they took me when I got this when the teacher's son pushed me off the bench at Jeb Memorial. I have a mark here in my head. I got quite a few stitches at that health clinic. Yes.
It's more built up and manageable now. Again.
Yes.
And so I'm in walking distance from that clinic. So like I'm a regular visitor there.
Yes.
And it's manageable. The doctors are very efficient and things like that. But I think they should like give them a portion and say you know, the regular patient there, they could administer it to the regular patients.
Yes, no, you have a point, and it's about meeting people where they are, reaching
Yes.
people where they are. If we really are serious about maximizing the proliferation of
Yes.
vaccinations in Jamaica. Yeah, that I think the government is seized of that of that position right now. I think they have said as much that they will now be, and if you listen to a couple of the promos or public service announcements we have carried, this long list of health centers where you can go to get vaccinated, and these are community health centers.
Yes, they are.
I think we have about 320 odd health centers in Jamaica and 26 or so public hospitals. Yeah, but you're spot on, and we hope they will. Where in? Oh, I think you have told us where you are. So you don't know the nearest area to. Sorry, hold on.
The arena.
Hold on, please.
Finds himself within a different world.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Powerful Morning Agenda Moments, a weekly roundup of the most impactful stories dealing with the issues placed on the agenda. Catch a rebroadcast of the riveting, thought-provoking, and pressing interviews with our hosts, Jody and Quarry.
Should we start telling people, even if you avoid doing some of the things and you get COVID-19?
And Sanjay Lewis.
We need to stop the politics and stop playing the politics with this COVID thing, because none of us are benefiting.
Tackling the issues that matter to you most. Join us every Saturday afternoon at 12:20 as we bring you back to our powerful moments on your station, Power 106 FM.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. 现在几点了？5点加14分. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's continue with more on your program, both sides of the story. It sounds like you were about to say that your nearest center would be the National Arena. Is that it?
If I don't get to go to the Hagley Park Road Clinic, then I would have to take 2 buses.
No. What I'm trying to understand is it. I thought you were suggesting that they perhaps consider administering some vaccinations at the clinic. That is not now being done?
I don't know of it, but I said it's close. It's very close to me.
The clinic, yes. I know you said that much. That's why I was wondering.
But the arena now, I would have to, where I am, I would have to reach Harper Tree, leave from Harper Tree to the arena, and then back from there. And I'm not really a teenager.
Yes, I quite understand. I'm trying to find the list. All right, I think I have the list here. Let me see. Kingston. Well, you're in Kingston and St. Andrew corporate area.
Yes.
I'm seeing. So they have Jamaica College, St. George's College, Merle Grove High School, and the National Arena. So those are the options for you. I think the closest relative. No, they're all far, technically speaking. But those are the ones that are available for Kingston and St. Andrew. Those are the centers. Jamaica College, which is on Old Hope Road, St. George's College on North Street in downtown Kingston, Merle Grove High School on Constant Spring Road, and the National Arena, which is in Independence Park. Yeah. Well, I really I really hope, and this is where the 888 number would come in handy, the 8881 love. You should be able to talk to somebody, tell them of your situation. Because I know they had bussed initially they bussed people in to the national arena. I remember that. People were brought in from communities, and some of the MPs were involved in that as well, in bussing people from their constituencies to the national arena. It seems to me that if you have willing participants like you, we have people like you putting up your hand, as we used to say in class, me miss, and saying, I am ready, I want to take the vaccine, but the distance from where I live is just too much for me, and I'm at my age as a senior citizen, so to speak. So if we have people saying that and prepared to come forward, then we have to ensure that we get, just as how on election day we try to bring out the voters, and no matter the state of the individuals, the voters, we go in every crevice and corner and we bring them. Yeah, so that has to be the approach at this stage if we're serious about herd immunity and getting back to normal. That has to be the approach. There's no other way. So I really hope that somebody hears your cry. I hope you are able to find the credit to call again. Although it should be it is a toll-free number, so you don't have to pay. I don't think so. 8881 love. And if you have the patience, just put it on speakerphone as it rings and rings and rings and rings. Hopefully somebody answers and you're able to talk to someone.
I'll try.
Yes. Well, hold the line though. We'll just take your name and number off air for future reference.
Okay.
And we'll share it with the Ministry of Health, maybe through their communications department. All right. But thanks for calling, and you continue to be safe. All the best.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106, still streaming. No, it's for those, if we have a situation where vaccine hesitancy is high, then we have to focus on those who are prepared to come forward, who are ready to come forward, and deal with as many of those as possible. And then we try to work our way around to get to those who have all kinds of misgivings when it comes to immunization, vaccination, taking the jab, however we refer to it. Yeah, when people are saying, yes, I am ready, I want it, but I'm having an issue here. I'm not as young as I used to be. Traveling is a bit of a hassle for me to go all that way, etc. We have to find a way to reach these people. And this is why, or people in these categories, this is, again, another reminder of why a national identification system is key. And yes, this is another example. Because if we really and truly have such a system, it means that we will know who our people are and where our people are and how our people are. Do you get it? Yeah. Would have a real fix. Right. Let's clear some more messages. Natalie Winter says, hi, love your Creole, Dervan. Well, you know, I don't call it Creole, right? Neither do I call it Patois. I refer to it as Jamaican to give it its authenticity. Jamaican, talking Jamaican. Natalie, no, but if you really think about it, Natalie, I mean, which other language has terms like fenke, pian, nyaka, saka, and we could go on. Kumujin, mind you, that's an English word. Curmudgeon, I think is how it's properly pronounced. But we call it Kumujin. You're too Kumujin. But anyway, I digressed. Let's move back to some of the other messages. Nicholas says, thanks in advance. Kevin Dunk says, remittance money prop up Jamaica economy. If that's what it is what it is, Kevin Dunk. Should we hang our heads in shame? Why? These are our own people, aren't they? They are Jamaicans. They're a part of the economy, one way or another. Why shouldn't they contribute? Just as those here on the Rock have been contributing. It is what it is. Kevin Dunk says, in the private sector, wage increase is not guaranteed. Yeah. And the public sector, it's not necessarily a guarantee, but there are negotiations. And even in the private sector, there are negotiations as well, aren't there? Kevin Dunk says 2% wage increase in the private sector is the norm. 2% wage increase. Which private sector, Kevin Dunk? He says 10% wage increase in the private sector is not a wage increase. It is a wage adjustment. Which company on earth can give their employees 10% yearly wage increase? Well, that's what the teachers were being offered in 1985, and they rejected it. 10% increase. But we're not into wholesale granting of increases when it comes on to remuneration. We believe in adding value or the value added approach. In other words, if there are individuals within an organization who are adding value to the output of the organization, we have to take care of those people. And part of it too is to encourage and in a sense, there's a word I'm tempted to use, but I don't want to use that. But essentially, what you want to do is to look at all the variables of production, the production process, or the provision of services, etc. Look at all the variables. What are the variables? And the contribution of each individual to the bottom line by virtue of the individual's output, which becomes input into the organization as far as value added is concerned. Whether we want to take it by individual to individual, or whether we want to take it one individual at a time, or one team at a time, as in subsects of the big team, the overarching team, or we want to take it one department by department in terms of measuring the value added, the productivity levels. And when we speak of productivity levels, people tend to think that we are talking about productivity without all the variables, as opposed to just thinking that we're only looking to the workers and impressing upon the workers the importance of being productive. The workers are part of the productive process. And so we have to be as, oh my goodness, look at the time. I've been talking for too long. We've got to go. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 20th of August, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Tomorrow afternoon, no, tomorrow is Saturday. All things being well, both sides of the story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Have a safe, peaceful weekend.
Story, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Yes, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news.